Kept you waiting, huh?
Alright, welcome to FireSale Gaming. So in this video, I'm going to go over a very basic outline of how to play video games. So if you're already a gamer, or know how to play video games, then this video is definitely not going to be for you, and I don't want to waste your time. But why should you even play video games? Well, first off, they're fun. That's the reason that I play. I enjoy playing a game, getting into the story, getting a sense of accomplishment once I complete a mission or beat the game. That's the reason I play, just to have fun, relax, kind of like a hobby. But from a technical aspect, video games have been shown to improve hand-eye coordination, cognitive flexibility, decision-making, and even vision. Also, video games can be great social events with large supportive communities. And these days, there are huge competitions with esports being so popular. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about casual gaming. I'm not even going to begin to get into professional gaming. That's definitely for another time. So the first thing you want to do is decide what type of game or games that you want to play. There are so many video games out there to choose from and different genres, you have to decide which is the right one for you. So many choices and so little time. So one of my favorite gamers to watch on YouTube is the Backlog Gamer, and his name is exactly what it says. He has a backlog of games that he wants to play, but just not enough time to do it. Seriously though, choosing a video game and learning to play it can overwhelm someone unfamiliar with video games. Fortunately, with the huge number of options out there, also means that there is certainly a game that you're going to love. So I've linked a website down in the description that is pretty much a definitive list of all the many types of video games and their subgenres. So just check out the link in the description below. So in this video, I'm going to go over some of the most popular types of video games that you can play. So what are the types of video game genres? So the first one is a first-person shooter. And this is a shooting game in which you view the environment through the eyes of the lead protagonist, which is you. The aim is usually to run through a series of environments shooting people, aliens, or things. Some examples of this is the Halo series, the Call of Duty games, or the Battlefield games. So the next type of game you can play is a third-person shooter. This is like a first-person shooter, except the lead character is visible on screen, and there's often an emphasis on melee combat as well as shooting stuff. Some examples of this is the Red Faction series, the Metal Gear series, or the Uncharted series. And if you watch my channel at all, and if you're a new subscriber or have been in my channel for a long time, you know that I love the Metal Gear series. I'll link a card here to some of my playlists. So the next type of game you can play is a role-playing game. This is an adventure game, usually set in fantasy or science fiction environment, where the player gains new abilities, spells, and weapons by fighting enemies or discovering treasure. This is a process known as collecting experience points and leveling up. Some examples of this is the Final Fantasy games, Dragon Age, Dark Souls. So the next type of game you can play is an MMORPG, a massively multiplayer online game, or online role-playing game. It's just like the above role-playing game, except it's played in an online environment where hundreds of other gamers are also cooperating and competing. Fans usually join guilds and attempt missions together. Some examples of this is World of Warcraft, Guild Wars, EVE Online. So the next type of game you can play is a real-time strategy game. This is a battle strategy in which players control an army of different vehicles or units and must direct them at an opponent's forces. Usually players have to mine for resources in order to build units before putting them into battle. Both competitors move and command their armies at the same time, unlike turn-based strategy games such as Civilization. Some examples of this is StarCraft, Rome Total War, Company of Heroes. So the next type of game you can play is a multiplayer online battle arena. This is a genre in which two small teams of warriors battle each other on a small-scale environment using an array of weapons and spells. The aim is to destroy the opponent's base. This is a team-based genre, with each warrior controlled by a different player. The biggest example of this is League of Legends. It's an extremely popular game and very competitive. It can be, but it's extremely fun. So check it out if you like what you see there. The next type of game you can play is an open world shooter game. This is an action-adventure game in which the player has free access to a large environment often a fantasy realm or a modern city, and can freely explore. There's often a series of narrative missions which move the story along, but the world will also contain an array of optional side quests and tasks which provide different experiences and allow the player to level up with new items and abilities. It's kind of like a third-person shooter, but it's open world. You can explore on your own, complete side quests and all that. So some examples of this is Grand Theft Auto, Assassin's Creed, Tomb Raider. I love Assassin's Creed. It's one of my favorite games to play. So the next type of game you can play is a sports game. And if there's a sport out there that you want to play, there's a video game for you to play it. Whether it's soccer, table tennis, football, basketball, baseball, wrestling, whatever sport you're involved in or think you want to play, there is absolutely a game for it out there. And right now I'm playing MLB The Show 20 from the PlayStation 4 on my channel. I'll link a card right up here if you want to check out that playlist. Man, I love baseball. Go Colorado Rockies. Charlie Blackmon swinging and missing. But I love baseball. I love this game. But the last type of game that I'm going to cover is the Battle Royale. And I'll save the best for last, I guess, because, man, people love... This is the most popular type of game right now. So a Battle Royale is an online multiplayer video game that blends the survival, exploration, and scavenging elements of a survival game with last man standing gameplay. So Battle Royale games involve dozens to hundreds of players who start with minimal equipment and then must eliminate all other opponents while avoiding being trapped outside of a shrinking safe zone, with the winner being the last team or player alive. So the biggest example of this is Fortnite, but there's also Apex Legends, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and Call of Duty Warzone. So after you've chosen the game you want to play, you need to select how you're going to play it. You need to decide if you want to invest in a gaming PC or a console. But just take note that some games are only available on a specific console. But I've also got a video showing how to play multiple games on different consoles. I'll link that card right here. But if you're looking for the best gaming experience, you'll want to buy a PC. Now, I'm not going to discuss what the best gaming PC is on this video, but I'll put a couple of links down in the description to some YouTubers who go over how to build a great gaming PC. Now, I built my own gaming PC at the house, and here it is here. It's not the best. It was originally a Ethereum miner that I converted. I took the graphics cards, GPU, and a couple other things, and turned it into a gaming PC once I quit mining for Ethereum. For most people, though, a console is a good alternative to the PC. They're cheaper, and they're ready to play right out of the box, and you don't have to worry about lots of hardware compatibility issues and graphics settings. So there's new consoles out right now, PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X or S. But there's also the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Wii, and many others. If you want to take a step back in time, you can go with the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360. Those consoles both have hundreds of games available and can usually be found at a much cheaper price. But if you find you're into retro games, you could even pick up a PlayStation 1, a Super Nintendo, or even the old NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, or even the Atari, if you want to go back that far. But most of these systems can be found on Amazon for a great price. So once you determine what games you want to play and what you're going to play it on, where do you buy the game? So if you're on a gaming computer, you'll probably want to sign up for Steam. This is effectively a vast online shop like the Apple App Store where you can buy games and download them straight to your computer. You never even need to own a boxed copy. Steam sells most of the latest and greatest games, but also has a vast range of interesting independent titles and a back catalog of classic games as well. Like Netflix or Amazon, Steam will also suggest games based on your previous purchases. And there's a social element so you can connect with friends and find out what they recommend. There's also alternatives, but Steam definitely dominates the market. You can also buy a hard copy of the game you want to play. You can find them on Amazon, eBay, or your local stores such as Walmart or Target. If you're on a console, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo also have their own online stores, allowing you to download games directly to your console. But just beware they can take up a lot of space on your hard drive. With Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, you can pay for a subscription to their online gaming services, Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, and Nintendo eShop, and download games and usually get some really good deals each month. For a hard copy of the games, Major online stores like Amazon will get you the cheapest price on the big new titles. There's a few brick and mortar retailers hanging in there. GameStop comes to mind. You can shop them if you want to. There's a lot of online retailers selling video games, used and new. And I'll plug my own video game store right here, FireSaleGames.com. If you're looking for some good deals on some great games, an absolute fire sale of a deal, come check it out. So after you get the game, what else do you need? If you're on a gaming PC, you'll definitely need a decent flat screen monitor. Most games are playable and fine with a mouse and keyboard control, but you can also buy a controller for action games. If you get into flight or space simulators, especially joystick may eventually be a good idea. With racing games, you might want to look into a steering wheel setup. I'll link a couple videos in the description talking about setting up a good gaming PC. If you're on a console, a full high-definition flat-screen TV is a great idea. Just something with an HDMI port in the back, unless you're using a retro gaming setup. Then you'll want to make sure your TV comes with the AV inputs, usually noted as red, white, and yellow, or if you have an AV to HDMI adapter. But I found out those don't work too well, but you can try it if you want to. Just make sure you also have some controllers to play the game. So now that you're ready to start up your PC or console and play the game, what options do you have for playing? You can play offline or you can play online. Offline is just completing a storyline, campaign, or sporting event against a computer by yourself. Personally, this is how I enjoy playing video games. Completing the missions of a Metal Gear game is extremely fun, but for others, they love to play other gamers online and compete. So how do you play online? First, you'll need an internet connection and a router. You'll want fast download and upload speeds, a stable connection for the highest performance. I'm not going to go into the specifics of connecting to the internet, but I'll link a couple of videos in the description below if you need more information on this. So once you're set up for going online, you can either plug your console or PC directly into your router via an Ethernet cable, or you can connect wirelessly through Wi-Fi. Generally, you'll get a faster and more stable gaming connection with a wired connection. If your gaming PC or console is in a different room to your router, you could try a power line adapter. I'll link a video below explaining that concept. So most games make it really easy to play each other online. There's probably be a multiplayer option on the main menu. Just click on that and follow the instructions. You may get a choice of playing co-op with your friends against computer-controlled enemies, or competitive, playing against other people. If you don't want to play against strangers, PlayStation, Xbox, Wii, Steam, I'll let you create lists of friends, players you know, and you'll be able to see when your friends are online. So one last thing I want to go over. Just be cautious with competitive games. If you don't consider yourself a gamer, then there's certain types of games that you may not enjoy. First-person shooters like Call of Duty, fighting games, battle arenas like League of Legends or Fortnite, and to a lesser extent, some of the sports games like Madden can be fiercely competitive. And these are often extremely difficult for a new player to learn. So if you have your heart set on playing some of these games, maybe just start with the single-player offline mode so that you can learn kind of the mechanics of the game. Fortnite's done a great job of combining both worlds of online gameplay. There's an extremely competitive mode, and then there's everybody else that's playing just for fun. But anyway, just remember that playing video games is supposed to be fun. If you find yourself getting stressed out or angry or frustrated at the game, just take a break. You don't want to break a controller, break the game, break a TV. You don't want to sling the coffee table across the room. Just take a break. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a hobby, relaxing. But even if you're playing and having fun, getting into the game, just take a break every now and then. Get up, stretch your legs, look away. That'll keep you from getting any kind of muscle aches or straining your eyes too much. But if you got something out of this video, if you enjoyed it, put a like on it. And also don't forget to subscribe if you really liked it. I'm going to keep more content like this. I do a lot of video game gameplay on my channel. And I'll take a series like the Metal Gear series and I'll play them all through. Final Fantasy, play all the Final Fantasy games through the series. So just take a look at my channel if you're not a subscriber. And if you are a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. And I hope you enjoy the giveaways that I do every now and then. So just don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I'll talk to you later. See ya. Welcome to FireSale Gaming, powered up by FireSaleGames.com. So just shop our website, FireSaleGames.com, and get you a fire sale of a deal on some video games. We also got some books, DVDs, CDs, whatever you want. FireSaleGames.com.
We about to turn it on. We about to turn it on.